they're like, oh, and they have this and they have this, and they're excited to have the transition. We want to thank one of our former parents on our half-day PD. She donated pizza for all the staff here from Pizza Barbone. Delicious if you've never had it. So we do want to thank her. Her daughter graduated out of our program a year and a half ago, and she continues to donate coffee trucks and pizza and things to the staff. So we are pulling together a gift card to give back to her because she's been so generous to us. We had our 5th annual Rainbow Run, which is our version of Field Day. It started when I had a student in January of one year ask if we could do a turkey trot, and I said, and he was transitioning out at the end of the year, and I said, well, we don't have time for that, so I told him to pick a name, and he picked the Rainbow Run. So all the staff wear, you know, different colors and rainbow tutus and headbands and all sorts of stuff. So it's always a good time. It's just nice to go out and have fun with the whole program out in the field doing different things. So
and if you follow our social media, you can see pictures of all of these things. So Facebook, Cape Cod Collaborative, Instagram, Cape Cod Collaborative, LinkedIn if you're looking there, and Threads.
Thank you for the plug.
But thank you for the plug. The pictures are great, and I think you get a kick and a joy out of them, as I do.
It is fun. And then yesterday we actually had a potential. They told me not to fall in love yet. A potential facility dog visit. So the company Diggity Dog was here with a chocolate lab, Calvin, who I gotta tell you, if they don't pick him, I don't know why, because it was a day here. And you know, he didn't flinch at a restraint happening in the hall and a kid saying lots of nice things. All the kids kind of coming up around him, wheelchairs. We had him, they have him put his paws up on a chair. So one of our students in a wheelchair who struggles with mobility couldn't touch him, and he was phenomenal. So we'll see if they end up deciding he's going to be our dog or not, but we're going to put pictures of that on social media as well.
Also, since Julia has taken this on, and so this dog will live with Julia and her 2 dogs, that means Calvin or the other, whoever we get, will come to our board meetings.
Yes.
So I'm just putting that out there as well. Not only is there Panera, but there will be a dog as well. So
please show up. That's all I have. We're looking forward to wrapping up and having a little bit of a break for sure.
And we are fully staffed for ESY and for extended school year, and we're almost close to fully staffed for the fall. So, all right, Joan, you want to talk about Waypoint? Oh, sorry, Mary Rose.
To ask, so is it for the most part a goal for the students that come to start to transition back to their home district?
So we say that for every kid. Do they all? No.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that is the hope that they could go to a less restrictive setting. But
and then what about for extended school year? About what percentage of the kids do extended school year?
It's pretty high.
Yes.
Yeah.
For STAR.
Yeah. For STAR.
Yeah.
It's almost similar to the school year.
Okay. All right. No, I was just wondering.
Yeah. No.
Waypoint.
Yeah.
So we'll transition to Dr. Woodward will present on behalf of Waypoint. Larry Carroll is finishing up his coverage of the program, and we'll talk about personnel in a few minutes, but Joan is over there a ton as well, and so can share what's happening at Waypoint.
So I don't have any exciting news about a dog. And unfortunately, I didn't get to meet Calvin because I was over at Waypoint, but I saw the picture of the night. Cannot wait for Calvin or one of his, colleagues. I guess they haven't matriculated yet.
No.
One of his other dogs in his program to arrive. And again, in regards to ESY, extended school year services, based off of the individual needs and the level of substantial regression over at Waypoint, just a different student population, so we don't have quite the same numbers, but there are some students from our Waypoint students that will be attending ESY. However, I'm happy to report that we did graduate all 7 of our seniors at Waypoint, all met their their home district's graduation requirements and were successfully met with their diplomas.
Very, very proud of them.
And then our other students that are, so they've all moved on, and our other students are very busy, finishing up their work, and they're making sure they're hitting all of their academic criteria so that they can be credit bearing and advance from the grade that they're in to their next grade. So we're proud of all of those students as well. Some of the big things that were exciting this year was, again, with the kid meals and all of that, but the new garden, the Everyone Eats garden, which was made possible by the Barnstable County Cooperative Extension Department, and it was grant funded through the Massachusetts Department of Agricultural Resources. And that is on the grounds over at Waypoint in South Yarmouth. And I will tell you the level of excitement and involvement that the students have. And we've got staff over there, and one of our staff members, Mr. Rick Racine, is out there with the kids tending and tilling that garden. So that's really exciting, and that will also require a little care over the summer. So we'll be able to have, the students and, be a part of that as well. Friday, we invite you all to put your sneakers on and come on over to the field day. There are a variety of different events, and to join the crowd. Again, as we wrap up, there's very, very few days left. We're just excited for the students to finish strong and go off to either extended school year. Waypoint students, a lot of the students have summer employment and jobs, getting learning permits and driving. So it'll be an exciting summer for them, whether they're with our program, with our extended school year program or not.
I'm going to add a couple of things. One, the extended school year for Waypoint, our numbers are quite low for the reasons that Dr. Woodward just explained. If they stay as low as they are right now, we're going to host that program here in the Osterville building. There's a room that we can use. Our Waypoint staff will be staffing it. That would stay all the same, but it feels a little bit ridiculous to open an entire building for 5 students when we have space here. In addition, with the program director not being filled, which it's still not, if I'm overseeing the program and Dr. Woodward is, it makes it a lot easier if we're all on one site. So I did want to give you that heads up that it's very likely that Waypoint's ESY will occur in Osterville. And Julia has been very gracious of allowing that to happen.
And aren't they doing some sort of work on floors or something like that at Waypoint too? So
Everywhere, actually. So
Okay.
Jamie Andrews, who's our facilities manager, we had our admin meeting, as I said before this. He has his list of with his staff of the summer projects that need to happen. He said he did a tour with Julia today, and it was very positive, but there's a lot on the list, and so they will be doing that. The other piece, we had a fire drill here the other day, which is normal, but I ran into the COM fire and those folks, and we're going to meet with them this summer to do emergency planning for this program, and we'll do the same thing in Yarmouth with those folks. They know that they need to do their the COM fire needs to do their inspection every year, and they work with Jamie because there's only so many weeks that we have kids in the building, and then Jamie and his team are doing work after that. So we're collaborating with them on that as well. So we're really looking forward to that piece. Sorry, I'm just letting somebody in. Let's go to Anders, transportation.
So we have either a few days left up to about 2 weeks for, depending on the district. Everyone's excited to kind of get through it. We do have still 3 drivers who are out on medical leave at this time. The good news is we have spares that have been covering that for the last 2 weeks, and they will continue through the rest of the year. Even better news is that our staff is coming to work every day. Very few sick calls, very few vacation requests at the end of the year. I think everybody realizes that, the paychecks are running out at this point. So everybody's coming to work, which is great because the people in the office are getting ready for summer. The ESY programs, excuse me, a number of different districts, getting all the information for the students, the staffing, our staffing, who wants to drive, monitor. A lot of people, do this to take the summers off, and we have to get out about 180 letters in May to find out if people are going to work in the summer. So we're compiling all that right now, trying to get the final list back, and then we're also putting together all the routes, and then we need to make the assignments and have that all ready for the beginning of July. So there's a lot going on right now. Just trying to bring it all together. As far as recruiting and training, that's ongoing. We do have 3 CDL drivers in training right now. We have others who are working on their permits, and we're doing weekly check-ins with candidates. We have a lot of interest, a lot of people, who are studying, but a couple of people who have called up and said, it's not for me, kind of thing, but that's normal. People start getting into it and realize that it's a lot of work, and maybe it's not something they want to do. But we're hoping to get a good number of candidates in for training this summer to be ready for next year. So that's really the focus at this point. And that's about it for transportation, just getting ready for summer.
Mary Rose?
I just have a question. Did I see Mr. Brooks is leaving once again?
He did. He left a while back. He just decided that it was time. So he retired. I think it was about a month and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
But-
He's on the list and I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the official paperwork after the last meeting, so.
Gotcha.
And one thing I want to add for both transportation and the programs and really all the employees, we've had 2 subcommittees working on the employee handbook and the transportation employee handbook, or the transportation handbook that goes with the employee handbook. So I want to thank Troy Thompson, Joan Woodward, and Julia Bryant, who have worked with me on the employee handbook, and then Anders and Lisa Staubert and I, who have worked on the transportation handbook. What we're trying to do right now, what we have done, is make revisions that are not ginormous changes, but that just clean up the legal components of these handbooks. So we've made the changes. We are, I'm finishing editing. I'm going to send both handbooks to Sarah Spatafor, our attorney from Murphy, Hesse, Toomey, and Lehane, to review, to make sure everything is legal. But it means you won't get to vote on the handbooks until September, at our September meeting. So we will give them to our staff in August as draft, pending your approval. But I just wanted to tell you why. It's because we've spent many hours and days going through every line of these handbooks and realizing that they need to accurately reflect our practices and policies and align with the law. So that's taken some time. But again, I want to thank the teams for going through what can be a very tedious experience and working really hard on it. So, Dr. Bogdan, for the last time.
Why?
For the last time.
Oh, this is retiring, Angina.
Oh,
This is his last.
Yeah, and I was just reflecting upon this. It's almost been 50 years that I've been attending board meetings of some sort.
50?
Yeah, 50.
Wow.
Began in 1977, I think. Since last month, we began advertising on our website, as we've done in years past, the annual PD conference for Cape Cod educators that is sponsored by the MLK Action Team of the Nauset Interfaith Conference. So you may have seen that on the website or the other social media sites that we sponsor. All Cape Day proposals for workshops are coming in. I have about a dozen so far. The content coordinators have a due date of this month, which most of them make, but several do not. So it's going to be a little bit of prodding and reminding before all the proposals get in, so that we can have a program out to educators for the start of school in September. And I am in early discussions with Kristen Dwyer, who is the nursing coordinator out at DY, to promote a PD offering for their nurses for August 28th. Last year we did this, and Kristen who sponsored the event with the collaborative, or at least initiated the event with the collaborative, was able to provide the PD for DY nurses for free because we advertised it to the region, and we had enough attendees to cover the costs. So hopefully that'll happen again for DY, and we'll see about that in the next couple months. But that's it for me.
Oh, that sounds very final. I want to again publicly thank Chris, who did not want us to make a thing out of his retirement, but he has been at the collaborative for 8 years, and I wasn't going to say 50 years of going to board meetings because that is your story to tell. But he's been a fantastic asset to the collaborative. He's got so many experiences and ideas, and so Gwen Chingos and I have met with Chris, and he has sort of offboarded some of the pieces that he described to us. But publicly, thank you, Chris, for all your work.
Well done.
You're welcome.
We'll miss you.
He won't miss us, but so anyway, he's going fishing. Next is staffing updates. So on the staffing updates, what was in your packet got expanded significantly. So the hyperlink that is in there has many more. It's the time of year where we're hiring and people are retiring and or resigning and so forth. So I cannot project it because I'm not on there from here. I will just go through and read it real fast so that those of you who don't have the updated copy can just hear it. So additions, I'm not going to say the people's names because I'm going to mess them up, but we're rehiring a bus monitor, rehiring a bus driver in training. We've hired a Nantucket bus monitor. I will say at the day that I was over on Nantucket, I was there for a day to ride the buses. We happened to meet this woman who wanted to be a monitor. I was able to interview her on the island, which was fantastic. And she was able to start the next day because we had gotten all the paperwork in. We have 2 bus drivers in training, as Anders referenced, and then we have hired a data specialist, God bless you, because you'll see under reductions that Judy Del Raso, who has been our data specialist for several years, is retiring. So we've hired Diane Racine, who has started already and is cross-training with Judy before she goes, because that's all our SIS data, all the stuff that has to get submitted into DESI, restraints and all of it. And so it's a big, complicated job. And so we're sorry to see Judy go, although happy for her in her retirement, but really excited. Diane comes to us with a background in tech and data analysis. So we're really excited for her to come on board. So those are the current additions. As we said, STAR is looking for 1 more teacher for the fall. Waypoint is fully staffed for ESY and for the fall. Reductions, we have a driver who's resigned. The program director at Waypoint, last year he resigned. I mentioned Judy Del Raso, our data specialist, is retiring. We have a retired physical therapist assistant, retired teacher at STAR, a retired para at STAR. We have an occupational therapist who has resigned. We are actively looking to replace her. And then a paraprofessional who resigned that I'm just seeing for the first time. I didn't realize that. So, and then change of status. One of our drivers in training on Nantucket passed his license, and you see, well, Anders is in a different background than normal because he has not had to go to Nantucket for the past month. This driver was able to pick up the route, which is huge. And I will publicly thank Anders for putting his life on hold in such a way that he did for 4 months this year to go to Nantucket every week, more or less, to drive. So thank
Not
you.
the worst place to go.
Yeah, but it was winter. It's not like it was fun, you know. I wanted to just highlight that we will still be doing hiring and sort of moving parts and chess pieces all summer like the districts do. In a collaborative, what we do is we do offer positions contingent upon the board's vote, but we do allow them to begin because otherwise our next board meeting is September 20 something, we wouldn't start the school year fully staffed. So those of you who are new, I just wanted to clarify that that's the process. But I think we've made some really strong moves. I also want to update you on the program director position for Waypoint. So we posted the position. We had a committee do interviews. They interviewed folks. We offered the position to someone, a really strong candidate that we were excited about, but they chose not to take it. And the other two candidates were not viable at this time. So it's continuing to be posted. It's still up. If you know anyone, please refer them to us. At the same time, Dr. Woodward and I are working together. I've created the master schedule for next year. Dr. Woodward did all the hiring. The contracts are ready to go. People will be getting their contracts on Friday. We're doing curriculum planning. We've planned the PD. So I want you to know we're in good shape, and we are desperately looking for the program director, not a program director. And I want to be clear on that. We might get folks who apply, but it has to be the right fit. That place has had so much upheaval that we feel really strongly, well, I shouldn't say I do, I'm assuming the team agrees with me, but because we talk about it all the time, that putting the wrong person in is much more damaging than putting, than us doing the work. So primarily it will be me. Dr. Woodward, we're going to fill in the gaps in that way. So I did want you to know that was going on, and I'm happy to answer any questions if you have. Mary Rose, you can count
I
on.
know, I'm so
No, I'm
sorry.
glad.
No, I just, my question is, they chose not to accept the position. Did it have anything to do with the salary?
No.
Okay.
In fact, we were able to get to where the salary would be. The
Okay.
person is in a position that it's a different, it's sort of a hierarchically, I don't know if that's a word, higher up position. So it would sort of be a step, not even lateral. And that was not a huge deal until it was like right there. And I think they decided that, no, this is the trajectory I'm on. I'm going to keep going this way. I mean, it's a wonderful person that we are very sad didn't come on board.
I just wanted to make sure that we were.
I appreciate you asking that, because salary can, and you've heard us talk about our salary scales need to be equitable to the districts, or more, because we are not getting the staff that we need. Again, luckily we have fabulous, Dr. Woodward. I'm a special education director and a principal as well. So I have, we have experience doing it, but we also have other jobs. We have full-time jobs that we are hired to do, and those full-time jobs get put on hold when we're running Waypoint. It just does, because Waypoint has to take the priority. So I just want to be really transparent with you all about sort of those struggles. We are excited about the new structure of Waypoint that we put in place for next year, with the schedule and with the groupings of kids, because we really feel strongly that we're going to be able to take more students in as a result of the way we've framed classes. So bringing more kids in means more money and revenue for the program, means we're running at less of a deficit, and all of that it allows us to provide very good services.
I just have one more comment. I hear you say, until a director comes, it'll be you and Dr. Woodward, and now Chris is gone, and you're gonna take over that, and then you're our executive
I am.
director, and that's a lot.
It is. Now, on the good side,
Yeah.
it's not on this list yet, because we just offered the position and she just accepted it, but hasn't signed the contract yet. In the budget, we did add support, an administrative assistant to support my role.
Okay.
We have hired someone, I'm not going to say her name yet because she hasn't signed the contract, but it's someone, it's a public meeting, I'm not going to say anymore, but it's going to be great. It's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
And I know this. And
Well,
so
thank God for that.
I am so grateful to the board for supporting that. It's not something that I've ever really thought I needed, but given the multiple roles and the moving parts, I feel very comfortable that what we're proposing to do is doable. Is it best? No, it's not best. It's not even really great. It's not even really good, but it's going to make us where we can function, and we can function well enough to make sure we don't do any damage to that program, and in fact bolster it so that it can run on its own.
It sounds like putting your heads together and really
All the
brainstorming,
time.
so.
And I mean, it's not just Joan and I,
Yeah.
Patrick is a
Yeah.
big part of that. Julia is a big part of that because Julia's program runs beautifully, but Julia picks all that up on herself because Joan isn't necessarily as available to support that program. And she has done it and she's done it so well, but we're looking at other ways we can simplify and distribute some of the administrative tasks for Julia as well, because Julia's program is starting at potentially at full. We have that many kids. We can take 70 and we're potentially starting not the summer, but the fall at 67. That never happens. And so we do have to get her some help. We are looking at ways to do that.
What, we get 17 referrals or something?
Yeah, right.
So, and if we're starting usually at like 70 would be full and we're starting at 67, that's incredible.
Yes.
And my other question is, do you guys have administrative assistants?
We have one for the building.
You do,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Somebody's gotta keep me alive.
But no, I would say it's not
Yeah.
the structures here are part of the strategic planning that we're going to do
Yeah,
beginning
yeah.
in January is going to be looking at a personnel audit and figuring out who we have doing what
Yeah.
and what is the best way to use our capital that we have so that people are supported, because it's June and no one's taken any vacations this year. So they're running out, like they're not having time to even take them. And so anyway, none of this is really your problem, but we do want to give you the clear picture of we have a lot of work to do and we're excited to do it. But some of those questions, those hard conversations about how do we support, just because Julia will do it, doesn't mean she should be.
Right.
And we want to really be respectful of the folks we have on board here. So. Okay.
Should we check to see what Calvin's rating
For the new dog. What can he pick up? Yes, maybe the new dog can do some of the clerical work. I don't know. Yes. All right. So that was
Maybe.
yes. The executive director report. So thank you very much. And Terry, I'll pass it to you.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, we will hear from Patrick Murphy, please.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Thank you. Wynn just reminded me that the staffing updates require a vote.
So I make a motion that we accept the staffing.
So it's moved by Mary Rose, seconded by Bob.
So now we should do the roll call vote.
I just want to make sure. Are you okay if I do the vote, Terry, again?
Oh, yes, because you have the list.
That's fine. I just didn't want to jump ahead.
Oh,
So,
no, please do.
Phil, how do you vote? He said yes. Steve?
Brewster, yes.
Carrie?
Yes,
Oh, sorry, Terry Ann. Okay, Terry McRae?
Yes.
Ingina?
Yes.
Devin?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Andre?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Mary Rose?
Yes.
All right, and Bedna, I can't wait till I can call your name. This is the last meeting.
what? Okay, with that vote under our belts, now we'll move on to Patrick Murphy, please.
Thank you. I've sent you the business manager's report. The financial document that I shared with you does show that we're tracking our revenues and our expenses very closely to what we forecasted for the year. May come in slightly above on the revenue number. Our expense line, I predict will be under that. So I'm going to knock on wood and suggest that we may come in end the year in the black, which is really something that ultimately is something that the auditors decide. But based upon where we are right now, I'm very pleased. I do have a number of votes that I need your help with, and we'll go through them very carefully. So the first vote is TD equipment financing of 11 vehicles. And this discussion about vehicles has been going on for a long time because the process of acquiring vehicles takes a long time. We started specking these out in kind of the February, March timeframe, and then ordering them, getting some response on when those vehicles would be sent to us. We expect these vehicles, these 11 vehicles, to be sent to us in the August-September timeframe. There's 11 vehicles that we will be financing. So I'm looking for just to make sure everybody understands what we're doing. It's going to effectively be 2 votes. And just to confirm, the procurement occurred in compliance with MGL Chapter 30B. That's the state's procurement law. And contracts used were under the Sourcewell contract or the Mass contract BEH 110. So that's just background. So the recommendation for language is recommend the board vote to award the following contracts for vehicles. Anderson Bluebird, 4 71 passenger gas fueled big buses at $128,485 each for a total of $513,940. The Vivo 5 Ford chassis 27 passenger Collins small buses at $127,840 each for a total of $639,200. And then finally, Colonial Ford 2 7D vans priced at $82,905.40 each for a total of $165,810.80. So the first vote I'd like you to do is, if you please, just approve the awarding of those contracts to those 3 vendors.
And you don't have to repeat everything he said. You can just say so moved, and Gwen will get it from the recording.
We have the language was on the back of the board report. So
moved.
Second.
Who's already voted?
Mary Rose was a first, and Angina was a second. I'm going to call for the vote. Bill?
Yeah.
All right. Steve?
Brewster, yes.
Carrie McRae?
Yes.
Angina?
Yes.
Devin?
Yes.
Kathy McNamara?
Yes.
Terry Ann?
Yes.
Andre?
Yes.
Bob?
yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Mary Rose?
Yes.
All right, it passed unanimously.
All right. Now the second half of that is that we need to finance the purchase of those vehicles, and we will need an award of financing vote to TD Equipment Financing. And the suggested language for that vote is, upon review of the financing documents, the terms for financing with TD Equipment Financing were determined to be the most advantageous or acceptable for the amount of $1,318,950.80 over 7 years. The rate is 4.06%. The borrowing has been determined to be cost effective and in the best interests of the collaborative and the member districts, and is recommended for approval to enter into this agreement. The collaborative's attorney has reviewed the agreement and provided an opinion of counsel.
So moved.
Good job, Mary Rose. Mary Rose and Bob. All right. Bill?
A strong yes.
Yes, a strong yes. All right. Steve?
Brewster, yes.
Carrie McRae?
Yes.
Angina?
Yes.
Devin?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
I almost said Chris, but no. Terry Ann?
Yes.
Andre?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Mary Rose?
Yes.
Unanimous?
Thank you very much. It's a very long process to purchase vehicles and lots involved. And I'm going to thank our treasurer behind us who has asked all the right questions and is willing to sign the paperwork. It's as long as the attorney looks at it first. So
Are we adding vehicles or are we eliminating some?
that's a good question. We, at the last minute, transportation had asked us to surplus a number of vehicles that didn't make this meeting agenda in time. So we will, yeah. All right, the next one is something simple. It's an approval of warrants number 44 to 47.
So you need a motion to bundle them in one
I'm-
bundle vote?
I move to bundle them,
Second.
44 to 47, seconded by Stephen Leibowitz.
Alright. So this is to bundle those votes. Phil, how do you vote? I think do a thumbs up if it's a yes. Phil? I can't hear you,
Bill, we
man.
can't hear you.
Can you do thumbs up or thumbs down? Oh, thumbs up, that's a yes. All right. Steve from Brewster.
Yeah. Yes.
Carrie McRae,
Yes.
Angina,
Yes,
Devin,
Let's bundle.
Kathy,
Yes.
Terry Ann,
Yes.
Andre,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Catherine,
Yes.
Mary Rose.
Yes.
All right, now that they've been bundled, you can do a motion to approve those warrants.
So moved.
Moved
second,
by Mary Rose, second by Angina. Phil, how do you vote?
I vote affirmative.
Affirmative, I heard that one. Steve,
Yes.
Carrie McRae,
Yes.
Angina,
yes,
Devin,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Carrie Ann,
Yes.
Andre,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
Catherine,
Yes.
and Mary Rose.
Yes.
All right, unanimously passed. Thank you.
All right. The next vote is to approve a contract, and there's no document here. It was just a bid rate. Approve a contract with Cape Cod Oil to provide the annual diesel delivery to our vehicles, diesel and delivery and fueling of our vehicles. And this is the same vendor that we've used over the past year. We're locking in a rate of $3.53 per gallon. When you add taxes on that, it keeps us under our target of $4 per gallon, and we're pleased about that. So if we could have a vote to approve a contract with Cape Cod Oil for diesel delivery for the rate of $3.53 per gallon, that would be helpful.
Motion been made. Move
Second.
is presented.
All right, so Bob moved, Mary Rose seconded. Phil, how do you vote? Can you do a thumbs up or thumbs down, please? Thumbs up, yes. Steve,
Yes.
Carrie McRae,
Yes.
Angina,
yes,
Devin,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Carrie Ann,
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Oh, shoot, Andre, I missed Andre.
Yes.
Sorry, Andre. Bob, it's a yes. Catherine
Yes.
and Mary Rose.
Yes.
Okay, that passed. Thank you.
And the final vote is our efforts to do some facilities work during the summer. We hope to get some work done before you all meet with us again in September, and we want to make sure that the board is allocated funds to do this one. And the way collaboratives allocate funds is we make an allocation to the capital reserve fund from the general fund. And it's just a vote to allow us to spend money on these types of projects. I listed the projects. And I also listed what this board had done in December 2024 to allocate money to this capital reserve account. And why we did that, it was simply the amount of money that was allocated of $259,000, $259,040, was an allocation that was just dependent on what the auditors was suggesting to keep it under the 25% level as required by regulations. So I think the best way to do this is just to have a blanket of request a blanket vote of $250,000 to be moved from the general fund to the capital reserve fund. The projects that were listed are projects that we are on our drawing board, and we believe we'll be able to get some or all of these projects done this summer. So if people are comfortable with a general vote of $250,000 to be moved from the general fund to the capital reserve fund, and you could specify these projects, that would be fine.
Mary Rose has a question.
You're short $1,000. That's a fair estimate.
Um,
And also, is there a limit to how much we can transfer like that?
there isn't the limit is actually a huge amount, because the board had voted many years previously that you could create a capital reserve up to like $10 million.
Okay.
Right? So there is a huge limit on this. And to your first question, there was a previous vote, even previous to this, that there was an allocation for this Nauset trailer project of another $50,000.
Okay.
So yes, there's
So you're covered. I
ample
just,
money. Thank you very much.
yeah,
Yep,
okay.
yep.
Checking the math is always a good thing.
Thank you very much.
Any other
And
questions?
yeah, Collaborative's way they handle capital projects is kind of unique. So any questions
Well, and
now or after are fine.
actually, let me also just add that we continue with MOEC to advocate with the legislature to adjust, to study. We talked about this last month, to do for DESI to do a study around collaborative funding for collaborative capital projects. And we continue to advocate for that very strongly. So if you have any opportunity to support that advocacy when you're in contact with your legislators, we'd be grateful, because Patrick is very kind. In fact, maybe the kindest man in America, as I say frequently. I will say frankly that the way we do capital for collaboratives is a cluster. It's atrocious, and it's not serving the kids who need it. We do not have any funding source like MSBA or anything like that. Our neediest kids are in the oldest buildings, and I will go to the mattresses on that for as long as I need to. So again, I'm not as kind as Patrick. And the fact that you all as the board had the foresight to, and with the support of the team here, to put that capital reserve fund in place allows us to at least take some of the revenue we receive and put it back into the building. So sorry, that's my soapbox. I'll get off it now, but it's important. So is there a motion?
So moved.
Mary Rose moves. And Gina seconded that we allocate $250,000 to the capital reserve fund from the general fund. Okay, any questions? Then Phil, how do you vote? He's voting yes, great. Steve?
Yes.
Karen McRae?
Yes.
Ingina?
Yes.
Devin?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Carrie Ann?
Yes.
Andre?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Catherine? Mary Rose?
Yes.
Thank you all, that's great.
Thank you very much. That was very helpful.
All right.
So new business will be looking at the Board of Directors meeting schedule for next year.
So we voted on this last month, or you voted on this last month, and I really appreciate it. And then I'm gonna just tell you the truth of what happened. I got cast in a play. I do community theater, and I got cast in our town at Woods Hole Theater Company in October, which is very exciting, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the October 8th meeting is our Tech Week. And you can, if you don't know anything about theater, you literally cannot miss Tech Week. So I can't do a meeting on October 8th. So I was hoping you all would be okay switching October's meeting to October 15th. If you can't, then I would have to have somebody else run this meeting, because like I said, you can't miss Tech Week when you're in a show.
Well, it's more like the 15th is closer because.
Yeah, it's usually the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
Wednesday, but because October starts when it does. So I know it probably sounds silly, and so I apologize if it is not something you're comfortable with, but community theater is a big part of my life that I don't get to do very much, and I'm really excited to do this show. So I hope that you'll give me the grace to switch our meetings so I can do both.
Yeah.
Any questions? Oh, Nagina.
I just want to say, I don't think you should change your plans, but I have the Provincetown School Committee on that date, and so I will not be able to attend our CCC meeting.
That was my worry, is that it would mess
All right,
everybody up. You think it's okay anyway?
I think it's okay anyway, as long as you have a quorum, it works for me.
And come see it in Woods Hole in October. It's our town. It's a great show.
Oh, our town is wonderful.
Yes, it's one of my faves. Any other comments or questions on that?
I can't make that date either. I have a different board meeting that day.
I'm
Sorry.
feeling a lot of Catholic guilt. No, I'm saying to me,
I know,
because
I
I don't
know.
like to mess with people's lives.
Okay, you have a life
All right.
too.
You have to outgrow that guilt thing.
It's I don't know, almost 50 years in Gina, and it's still there. I don't know what to tell you, but
80
thank
years.
you. So
I never guessed that, Nikki.
no, heck no. So we do need a vote, because we voted on it last time. And Andre, that's fine, no problem. So a vote to approve the updated Board of Directors meeting schedule.
So move.
Gina moves.
I'll second.
Okay, Mary Rose seconds, and we'll go for the vote. Phil? How do you vote, Phil? You do a thumbs up, thumbs down. Phil? Phil? All right, we'll come back to Phil. Steve?
Yes.
Vedna, thank you very much. Phil is saying yes, great. Vedna, have a good summer. Okay, Carrie McRae.
Yes.
Angina?
Yes.
Devin?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Terry? Terry Ann?
Yes.
Andre?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yes.
Mary Rose?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And then the last thing is, I'm not sure we're gonna be able to do, I put it on with a vote. But as I said at the beginning, the reorg for here, you all sort of need to decide, do you want to push forward and do one, knowing that we don't have all the members that we'll have next year, or do you want to postpone until September?
I would say postpone because we're not gonna have meetings over the summer.
Correct.
It would be, great to have the new board members on board with that.
Other thoughts? Catherine had said,
Yes, I agree. I think we should wait till the school committees have made their, appointments.
yeah.
How many school committees are we thinking that we're gonna have different representatives?
I don't know that, but I put out a Google request to the superintendents about 2 weeks ago asking for their updated. And I received back from Wareham, Provincetown, Upper Cape, Mashpee, Sandwich, Truro. Oh, Truro is only until 6/12, so I don't know that. Barnstable, Dennis Yarmouth, Cape Tech, and Nantucket. Those are the ones that I received back. So I don't know that if the others have done it yet, but I
I
haven't.
know Nauset hasn't.
Yeah,
We're gonna do.
and I think
it.
Falmouth, Terry Ann, I think Falmouth is the end of June, right? That's what Lori said.
June 24th, yeah. It's
Um,
probably gonna be me, because I'm the chairman and I get to pick the person,
That's bad for us.
but they have to vote on it, but I do such good reporting, they're not gonna stop me, I'll tell you.
And now you have multiple
And
quarterly
now I
reports.
have this to show them.
That's great. That's great. We don't need to have a vote, if the group is in consensus that we'll postpone the vote until September. Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, one last thing that's not on here, but I just wanted to, bring up because, it's the first time it's sort of happening with me being new. I'm going to be, it sounds like I have this great life. I'm going on vacation, next Thursday and I'll be gone until the 1st. And I will, have an away message on and all of that, but Patrick and Joan and the team here will be picking up sort of the oversight while I'm gone, and I will have access to my phone most of the time. And so I'm always available. I want to make sure that's clear, but I wasn't sure with the board of how that worked, so I figured I'd just put it out there in the open meeting that I'm going on vacation and that we do have it covered here. And if you want me to do it in another way, just please let me know.
No, it's just nice to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so other than that, Terry Ann, I don't know.
We don't need executive
Um,
or anything.
No, so would there be a motion to adjourn?
There would be.
Yeah, and I don't think we need to call roll, right? Everybody can just wave goodbye, right?
Consensus, yes. Hey,
Goodbye,
happy
Chris.
summer.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Happy
Chris.
summer, and
Yeah.
thank you all. You
Yeah.
made my first 5 months so lovely and beautiful, so I appreciate it. The meeting is adjourned, and I'll see you all soon.
Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Thank
Have fun in your
you.
Break a
vacation.
leg, break a leg.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to stop it. All right, stop.